Elo is. So I definitely feel like she's taught me a lot, especially in marriage as well. Like, would you say your I guess your understanding of friendship has evolved being married, or do you feel like your parameters to what constitutes as a friendship for you in this time in your life has evolved?
I say it's a mixture of both.
See how the right looking at me.
Mixture of both, meaning that like, because when you're married, it's not just you anymore. It's you and your partner, right?
Right.
So, how will I answer this? So there's like certain things that you might be okay with, but your spouse is not okay with, and that include friendship too.
Like there's certain friendships like that he would rather you not keep.
Exactly,
right.
or vice versa.
Right.
So it's being able to find the middle ground, and sometimes the truth of the matter is there will be no middle ground, but it's just trying to work through it as a partner to make it work. But like essentially overall, I would say that like I'm still pretty much roughly the same as I am now with my friendship, and that as I was before getting married. Like I'll say the only thing really that changed is not even from my angle, is more so the people that I'm no longer friends with that are not in the picture, and it's not even from my side, it's more so from their side. The reason I could not tell you, I could just guess, maybe is because they feel like, oh, she's married, she probably doesn't want to be friends with us, or oh, she's married, she can't do things that she used to do before.
Which is not true.
People
Elo does everything she used to do before.
I actually do. But people that have stuck around will let you know that, obviously, again, it's all about balancing, right? That's another thing. When you're married, with your friendship, you also have to balance it out. You can't just be all about like, oh, my friend, my friend, my friend, my friend. You also have to put in consideration your family. So whenever I'm doing anything or whatever, the first thing I'm thinking about is my family.
Yeah.
Okay, how is it gonna affect them? Are they good? For the kids, is Aaron able to watch the kids? Or if I know he's not able to, who will be able to watch them?
Yeah.
So that does not become a problem of like, oh, you're going here, but you know I can't watch them or whatever, right? Because it's just like little things like that you can like avoid with your friendship and with your marriage. So overall, I'll say it hasn't really changed. It's just more so prioritizing at that time and that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
But would you say, like, for me now, I feel like my parameters are a bit different because I'm married? Or you don't feel like that?
Like, what do you mean your parameter? You mean like the type of people you keep as friends? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel like you can keep, I feel like you are open to everybody. No, honestly, if you, and I don't mean that like in a bad way. I mean like if you like the person, right? But for me, I feel like I'm a bit more conscious or cautious than you are.
Okay. Yeah. And the funny thing is, I feel like Aaron says the same thing, because like I said, it's like
about you.
Yeah, about me.
Yeah.
Aaron is my husband, by the way. It's like about you, yes, about me. Because let me tell you, there's some friendship that's like we fought over, and for me, it's all about knowing which one I'm standing my ground for and which one I'm not. Because the truth of the matter is, you cannot fight for all friendship
100%.
as much as you would love to, because then it will look like you're prioritizing your friendship more than your marriage, right? So again, it's all about balance. So there's some friendship that like, and again too, when I say fight for it, it has to be good reason of what your partner is telling you.
Okay.
And what it is. Like, do you get, like, obviously the reason makes sense. As much as you be like, oh, I've known this person for a while or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have to try to see reason where they're coming from and try to, like, make amends with what they're trying to say, even if you don't want to. It all comes about in relationship sacrifice.
Right.
In relationship, you have to inconvenience yourself, right? But then there's some where you literally have to step your foot down. Because, again, they might be blindsided with other reasons that might not be fair to you, so you have to try to make them understand that in best way possible. Doesn't mean they might agree or get it, but still try to let them know. But just to answer your question, I'll say not really.
Okay.
But I'll say if it's something that I know that like my partner is not okay with, then I'll try to
So you don't feel like you have to have like the same values as the person? No. Say it's no.
See, I don't want to say no, I don't want to say yes. Reason I'm saying that is, I know Aaron will probably, if he's watching this video, is giving me a side eye, because again, this is something we have had conversation about, because he's a strong believer of you should have the same value with your friends and all that, blah blah, which I am too. But at the same time, this is how I look at it. No two people is going to be 100% alike. That's how I look at it, right? So there might be certain qualities about somebody that attracts me to them, that I focus on. But somebody else is focusing on the other qualities about them. That's what they see in them. So we might both be looking at the same person, but what I'm seeing and what you're seeing is two different. So you're gonna be judging them based on what you're seeing. But from my point of view, it was that values about them that attract me to them that I'm seeing.
Okay, so let me
So we're gonna argue,
right?
but we'll never really understand where we're coming from.
But let me
because
ask you a
what
question.
you're focusing on is different
Than what you're
from what I'm focusing on in the friendship.
But Ilo, if you go out with someone, for example, and the person is nice to you, and they're nasty to someone else, of course you're gonna be like, oh, they're nice.
No, if they're nasty to someone else, I will call them out on it, because you know that's my person.
No, definitely. But I'm just making the point that people are different people to everyone. However, their character is the same. Do you get what I mean? Like your character, like you.
But people have different characteristics though.
No, that's true. But I'm saying that at your core, like you're gonna be different with me than you are with another friend of yours.
Yeah.
However, there are certain things I know you will not do.
Exactly.
And you will not do that regardless of who is there.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying, that you're talking more like personality. Like, oh, they don't like their personality. Maybe they're too loud. Maybe they're too out there. But the character of your friend will always be the same, regardless of the person.
Okay.
And I feel like that's where the issue will come from. But because you know them, and because you like their personality, or you know a different side to them.
Exactly. Okay, maybe I should say that, a different side to them. So I'm gonna keep on looking at them with that eye.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that you can be friends with everyone and you have a very forgiving nature.
And the thing with me is, just because I'm friends with different type of people, those different type of people know me and they know what I can do and what I cannot do.
Exactly.
And they respect that. My thing is, as long as you respect who I am, I respect who you are. Doesn't mean I agree. Let's make that clear.
Right.
But I can respect it, but I don't have to agree with it. But when you try to cross that, oh, you have to agree with me, or oh, you have to do certain things that I'm doing, and if I don't feel comfortable doing those things, that's when the friend should be like, okay, we need to reevaluate this, because this is too much.
I think it also has to do with like personalities too, because I'm an introvert. You're more extroverted.
Okay, yeah.
Right? And I think for me, if I decide, like, also I get sort of drained when I'm outside too much, socializing. Right, like my sister, for example, one of my sisters is the opposite. She gets energy from people.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So if I'm like outside spending energy on you, I can only do that for a select few. Not because like, oh, I think I'm anything. Just because like I genuinely, my personality can't take too many interactions. Do you get what I mean? Or too much like, I can't
fun fact about me?
Too much.
You know, before I go places, I overthink it.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Before I go anywhere.
Really?
Like from the night before till I get there, I overthink it in my head. I overplay it in my head. Different scenario, whatever, all that.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. But once I get there and I see everybody and like,
what do you mean by
overthinking it? Like, I don't want to say I get anxiety from it.
No.
I don't want to use that word. I refuse to use that word. That's why I'm using
nervous?
Over. Maybe nervous would be more better.
Right.
Because I don't want to use, it could be anxiety, but I don't want to use that word.
No, God forbid.
Yeah.
Nervous.
So that's why I'm like overthink.
Okay.
Happens, move, go, you're doing too much. Then after that, once I get there and I'm like settled and stuff, I'm fine.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of scenarios do you play in your head?
Just like the best scenario, the best case of like what could happen in the event and the worst case of what could happen in the event. Think about it right now, because it comes when I'm ready to go somewhere.
Right. What do you think triggers that? Like,
I
what
don't
do you
know,
think that is?
or like people are not gonna show up on time. I know me.
I
with
think
timing.
you and time, that's a different story, and I feel like that's fair. Like to be a bit like agitated about.
Yeah,
the
because I'm
time
just
when-
like, oh, I'm probably gonna get there, and people are not there, and I have to
Right.
wait.
Okay,
and
that's
I have to-
fair.
Yeah, so like just like even it could be the littlest detail of like, oh, the food is probably not gonna be good, or like the.
I mean, if you're planning like, okay, maybe after we can go out again. Do you get like if you live a party and you guys are planning like let's plan to eat out before we go home? I feel I get that.
But yeah, I know. Funny enough, I've never really told anyone that. This is the first time I'm sharing that.
Oh, I know some
Yeah.
fellow first time with me. Let's go.
Whatever. But okay.
Really, that's
Yeah,
very
man.
interesting. I think. So what for you would make you end a friendship?
Honestly, it's not just one thing though. That's the thing. I feel like
Okay. Yeah, because
a
you
big
give chances.
thing, yeah, and a big thing for me is communication. If there's just a lack of communication and repetitiveness, communication and repetitiveness, because I feel like they both go hand in hand.
Like you mean
Because-
like a pattern behavior.
Yes, repetitive like
It keeps
behavior.
happening.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
It's like because I feel like if we're communicating effectively, you should not be repeating certain things. And if I have to communicate the same thing you're repeating over and over again, then for me it's like I just get to a point
Where
and then lack of like initiative, like lack of actually showing interest in the
It seems
friendship
like it's always
and
you.
stuff. Yeah, like if I feel like I'm always, because the truth of the matter is, let's be honest. I know people. I see this a lot now on social media when people are like, "Oh, we're all adults. We're all busy. We don't have time." Blah 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 blah. True. You have a calendar, right? You have a calendar. Things that are important to you, your doctor's appointment, whatever, you schedule it, right? So if your friendship is that important to you as this other stuff, you should be able to schedule it also. I schedule all the times I spend with my friends and whatever and blah blah blah. They schedule weeks in advance, months in advance. It's not just that day I just pick up my phone and be like, hey, let's go out. No, like those are literally, it's like booking an appointment, right? So I feel like if you're not taking that initiative and then you're always giving the reason of, oh, I'm busy or I'm doing this, I'm blah. I just feel like there's other.
I wanted to ask you a question about what you said. Something we have spoken about is when your friend says, "Oh, I'm like that," or "I'm just like that." You just have to accept me. At what point is it a fair thing to say? At what point is it not fair?
Well, I feel like it goes back to what I just said previously
Okay.
about communication
Okay.
and repetitive behavior.
Okay.
Because it's like, yes, you're like that, but especially if it's a habit that we both know it's not the best habit ever,
Okay.
and we both know you could improve on it, then it should not be a saying. Your respond after so many times should not be, I'm like this, you should just take me. Because then it's not like, we both know you could do better.
Right.
So what's the reason for this answer? I just feel like it's probably something deeper to that answer.
So are you saying
That answer just surface. It's just a surface of.
Okay, so you're
response.
saying like, are you saying like what is acceptable? Are you saying like behavior is not acceptable, but your personality might be? So like I understand. So for example, like if you're an extrovert and then you're friends with an introvert, like, I understand your personality,
Yeah.
but your behavior of not taking an action
Exactly.
or taking an action
Yes.
by choice is not acceptable in this friendship.
Because we can always do better with our
Fair,
behavior.
yeah,
And it's
That's
up
fair.
to you if you want to do better or not.
yeah, that's true. The choice is
This
yours.
girl's literally eating me. Oh, are you hungry? Mommy's hungry.
Oh, she's hungry.
Are you hungry? Milk? You want milk?
How would she tell you if she wants?
Milk? 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 She'll get happy whenever I say
Okay.
milk. Let me see.
Do you wanna
when
pause
last-
it?
Let me see when last I fed her. You can wrap up this one, then I feed her, and then we do the makeup.
Okay.
So, in conclusion, friendship is like another relationship that should be treasured. And Oyin, anything else you would like to say?
I think everybody says communication, and we all know communication, and we all undervalue it.
Let's see.
Thank you. And we all undervalue it, but we know how important it is. And I think also honesty. If you can't be honest with your friend, and that's something I'm realizing, right? You can't be honest with your friend, they're not your friend. Or you're not their friend, right? Whatever the reason might be, at the end of the day, you should be able to talk to your friend, tell each other the truth, and be there for each other. So, thank you guys for listening.
What is friendship to you? Comment down below. This is Ogidi Maswe, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.